Hello and welcome back for another tech tip. This week I'm going to be talking about software that you can use to make short instructional videos like the one I'm making now. And the benefit of this one is actually a free piece of software. Now it does come with its limitations, but it does work pretty well, especially if you haven't made videos before and you're getting used to this. This is something that you want to start with before you go to a higher end one that has a lot of, mainly it's a lot of like post editing options, but this doesn't have all those options. It's just record and stop, and that's really all that you need, as far as beginning videos. So first thing you need to do is talk about how do you get this installed on your computer. So you'll go to camstudio.org, and here's the home page, and you want to scroll down um, about halfway down, and you see this big green download button. Click this button here, and you go ahead and it opens up a window. So you want to save it somewhere, your desktop or your documents. Okay, and then go ahead and open up the zip folder, and here's the application file here. Now I'm not going to go through this and install it again because I already have it set up, and strange things happen when I try to try to reinstall software that's already on the computer. Okay, so you may want to pause the video at this point and go ahead and let it take you through the steps of installing CamStudio. Next, we'll need a codec that will compress the video that you make because when you record audio and video, it does chew up a lot of space on your computer. And so a compressor will help, and the codec helps actually run the video, play the video um, better once you install it. So once we, what they have suggested on here is this CamStudio lossless codec, a better option. I haven't had a chance to play around with this, so I don't know the ins and out of it, but a better option would be Xvid. So go to xvid.org, and here's the home page right in the middle of the page. Here's the link here, this big blue rectangle. Go ahead and click this and get the Xvid installed on your computer. Once you may want to go ahead and pause right now just to make sure you have both CamStudio and Xvid. They finished installing on your computer. All right, next, I'm just gonna run through a couple of settings just to get you up and running and allow you to kind of experiment and play around with the making short videos. Okay, once you open up CamStudio, you'll see this box here, and very basic menu. You have, well, I'm recording right now, so this is grayed out, but this is a red circle, so for record, then pause, and then stop. These icons here just kind of give you different looks of this menu, so you don't really need to worry about those right now. All you need to know is just, start the video. You can pause it if you want to, and then you can stop the video. This region setting, if you want to record a certain region of your computer, like the top or the bottom or the left or the right, here's what you would choose. The fixed region is kind of like if you've ever cropped a picture, they bring up, you see those like brackets around the edge of the photo, and you can drag them where you want to. That's what you'll see if you choose fixed region, and so you can record a specific region of your screen. Window is if you might be working on your computer and have several other windows up, and you don't want um, when you're recording, you don't want everybody to see all that, or you want the attention to be focused on a specific window, you can choose this. For right now, like making this instructional video, I have a full screen set, so you can determine what's appropriate for you. Options, first thing you want to do is go to video options. Um, and when you open up your video options, this first thing you come to is the compressor. So by default, its price says Microsoft Video 1. You want to look for the Xvid. If you've installed the codec correctly, you're going to see Xvid MPEG 4 codec here, and you want to choose that one. These other ones I haven't played around with, but because I know what I'm getting out of Xvid, I just go with what I know. The quality, I think you leave that as default, which is 70. Frame rates, I've just played with some different settings, and I bumped this up to 110. I think by default it says 50 and 20, but this works very well, so I'm gonna stick with this. Not gonna go into the theory behind the frames per second and all that. Just make your numbers match these, and you should be good to go. When you configure, you want to go ahead and set the profile level. Um, at I use Xvid 1080. This works well on wide screens, and you can post videos on YouTube. When you start getting into these other ones, again, I just go with what I know. You can play around with these other settings and determine one's better for you, but so far, like me using this 1080 setting has been fine, and these are all like you can leave the rest of this at the default single pass for. And down here for the quality preset, you can use general purpose. I use real time because I know that this works very well for gaming. Like if you're making uh, like instructional videos of like from gaming scenarios, or you're actually doing computer gaming, this works very well. So I figured if it works for gaming, which has a lot more graphics and animation and a strain on the computer, it should work well for these videos that I'm making here. So that's it for the video options. Your cursor options, you can hide the cursor. So if you're doing like a PowerPoint and you don't want to see the cursor all in the way, you can hide the PowerPoint. You want to show the cursor like I'm doing now. You click this here and you might have a custom style of cursor you want to use. I don't. I just highlight the cursor to keep a little like a little yellow circle around it just to keep your the attention. Um, of what I'm doing here, and then you can change the size of the highlight if you want to. You can also make colors for your left and right buttons. So left button can be a certain color, and then right button can be another color, so people can visually see which buttons that you're clicking. Okay. The next setting you want to worry about is the record from audio from microphone. By default, it has do not record audio, but you want to set if you want sound, you want to go ahead and set the audio from microphone, make sure that's checked. And then let's say you want to go down to program options. Now this minimize program on start recording, what happens is when you hit the red record button here, it will minimize this window so people don't see it in your recording. But because I'm making a video about this software, I didn't want it minimized. And then hide flashing rectangle during recording. This is when you're using the this fixed region option setting there, because it brings up these square brackets that show you the area that you're recording. And if you want that to be shown while you're making the video, you can have it. If not, then you check hide flashing rectangle. Save settings on exit. Now, all these settings that we've done for the video options, cursor options, and recording, if you want to keep doing that over and over again, every time you close out the software, uncheck that. But, I don't think you want to do that. So just leave it checked. Capture, translucent, layered windows. I just have that checked. Haven't really seen any, negative effect on the videos that I'm making, so I leave it checked. Play AVI file when recording stops. I have it set for the system default, which is my Windows Media Player. If you don't have Windows Media Player, you have something else like real time or whatever, you can, whatever your system default, you can set it there. The CamStudio players, uh, they're kind of, I'm not a big fan of them, but you can use them if you want to. And then for the temporary recording, you can specify area where it records your video. I have it on a separate drive, like an external drive, because I just like to keep everything kind of filed um, you know, in a certain spot. And so you can specify where you want it to be stored. And then keyboard shortcuts is something you can use for if you want a certain button that you press for uh, starting the recording and then pausing and then stopping. You can do that here. But that's it for the settings. As far as tools and effects, you don't need any of that at this point. But that's enough that you need to at least be able to get up and running and to kind of play around with it and make a short video. So as far as the professional development points for this, what you need to do is make a short video, and it can be, anywhere from 3 minutes, to 5 minutes. Um, Let's make a short video, and you can talk about whatever you want to, and then what you'll do is you'll email that video to me, and because of the size, I think if you go past 5 minutes, that you might have to like put it in your Google Drive and then send me the link to it. But if you keep it fairly short, like 3 minutes, you should be able to, it should compress to a small enough size where you can just attach it to your email and then send it. If not, you can always, like I said, dump it in Google Drive and then just send me the link to it and I can see it. If you get stuck, just let me know. If you need any uh, headphones that have a microphone on it, we have several here. Actually, matter of fact, the same brand that I'm using, which is Logitech, um, in the computer lab. So go ahead and grab one when you're ready to make a video. All right, good luck.